fire. She was third in the board earlier. She's been in great form, and it's great to see her make that transition from a board paddler to a complete Ironwoman.
Yes, and Lucy Derbyshire started in the start list as well. She's had a little bit of sickness and everything else that's sort of plagued her season so far, but she's starting to come back into some really good form. So it's fantastic to see Lucy Derbyshire of the Surfers Paradise Club in there, and the ex-local girl, one of the crowd favourites, Lizzie Wellborn, obviously racing in Newport Club now, but spent many, many years down here on the beaches of North Bondi. She's got to have some sort of a home ground advantage. You reckon she'd be rubbing her hands together and just thinking, if I can pull a little bit of magic out of the hat here, I'd love to do it on my used-to-be home beach.
That's right. You could say it is a home beach because it was for so many years, but you got to look for the likes of the Newport crew to get off to a fast start, with the order being ski, swim, board, and the Newport stocks in that ski paddling going off the beach fast. They're going to be in the race from the get-go, but you can never rule out the B&D Northcliffe girls, including that of Lana Rogers, Georgia Miller and Olivia Corrin. They were 1, 2 and 3 in the Iron Series just gone, and they are right up atop of these overall series leaders as well. The current series leader is Georgia Miller of the B&D Northcliffe Club. It was her birthday yesterday as well, so big shout out to that. It's a great day to be born if you're an Ironwoman, as Georgia Miller and Olivia Clues both share that day. But who do you like the look of in this pulley? Where's your prediction? Are you brave enough to pick someone out of the pack?
Oh, look, if I was having a look at the order at the moment, ski, swim, board, you would go out there and say that Gemma Smith and Jazzy Raywood are no doubt going to come out of the gun like absolutely flying. They've got one incredible leg in them. Jazzy swims incredibly well as well. Not to say that Gemma doesn't, but it is an all-class field out there. Look, I've got a feeling it's Lizzie Wellborn's day. I'm going to go with Lizzie.
There's a few that have gone down the Lizzie Wellborn path before, and it definitely pays rewards. But I'm going to go with someone that's renowned for holding her composure in surf, and she had a great Manly Open. I'm going to go with the Queen Bee, Brielle Cooper. Whenever there's a wave on, I get this little feeling that Brielle Cooper's going to have these moments. And away and racing, and a very, very fast start from the middle of the field from Emily Doyle, someone that we definitely should have mentioned. She has really come into her own. She's starting to grow in confidence and stature as we see Lucy Derbyshire get a little paddle check there, maybe just hold her momentum as up and over the wave there does go that of Olivia Clues. So the young 17-year-old absolutely flying off the beach, and I tell you what, Pulley, you cannot pick a leader out of that. They are spread across the beach in one straight line.
I'm going to say Lizzie Wellborn got out to an absolute fly there as we see the girls climbing over a mountain of green water there. That is some big waves standing up on that bank. It's hard to make out exactly who that is in the front at the moment, but the Newport Club, the yellow ski, I'm going to say it's Lizzie Wellborn in one. On the right to her left would be Georgia Miller, and then Gemma Smith from Newport in the pink ski there.
Yeah, Lizzie Wellborn knows this beach like the back of her hand. She was a nipper growing up at North Bondi under Scotty Thompson, but Georgia Miller has won every single race that she's ever competed in. There is not a single event left for her to take out, but she's going to want to add this one to the resume, that is for sure. To be the 2023-2024 North Bondi Surf Club Classic champion will be something else. And as we see the girls in this first leg start to turn that can, I'm going to say that is Olivia Clues, the young 17-year-old right there in third spot as well. As we see Gemma Smith start to make her mark on this race. This is by far her strongest leg of the race, so we are expecting her to be out the front. Does she have enough in the tank to hold on? As we see now the wave zone, waves start to pick up. This is going to be an interesting moment, because who's going to take this? Who's going to play it safe? We still have Lizzie Wellborn puts the foot down. Lizzie Wellborn backs herself in, as does Gemma Smith. The Newport girls go for this one. Can they hold it still? No, Lizzie Wellborn's gone. Gemma Smith gone. Georgia Miller played the tactics, played it smart. She's gone as well. This is back markers now coming on through. First leg of this Ironwoman, there is drama all across the beach. Who is going to emerge from the crowd? Who is going to come out clean? And it looks to me like the superstar that is Dom Stitt starts to make her way. The Mooloolaba girl, you don't see many racing under the Mooloolaba cap. That was a club that you were ever proud of to race for so many years, and it's good to see the resurgence of Mooloolaba back, as well as Dom Stitt, who's racing really well. There is Olivia Clues that starts to make her way through, as does Emma Woods. What a race we've got on our hands.
That is our young under-17 girl, Liv Clues in one, and Naomi Scott is absolutely flying through that transition. Scotty wants to get the win here. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Dom Stitt is in fourth. As we look through the rest of the field now, I love to see that. Big points, big cash up for grab stuff. I love to see Lizzie Wellborn and Gemma Smith say, I'm going all in.
Well, you have to back yourself in those positions. They back their skills, and that's why they took that wave. There is no point resting and waiting and seeing. But Naomi Scott, the current Australian Ironwoman champion, leads this one into her strongest leg. This is a perfect order for Naomi Scott. She is a superstar on the skis. She's an absolute phenomenal swimmer, maybe the best in the field. So for her to be able to start her iron with a ski swim, she's going to be in a very favourable position to finish this one off.
Imagine if Liv Clues went on to do an Ethan, we call it the Ethan Callahan, the underdog, the young rookie, the under 17, because ski first for an under 17, you would have said by no chance that Liv Clues is coming in number one running around that transition after the first leg, but here we are. Crazier things are happening as the girls make their way across out onto that sandbank. It is starting to get really shallow on that bank. A nice, quite even actually, straight hander across that bank. It's making it absolute chaos as we're going to see the girls diving for lobsters out there, trying to get onto the bottom, get under that whitewash. There's a lot of force and energy at the top of the water. That's why the girls like to get nice and deep under those waves, hit the sand, make it nice and easy to get out the back.
It doesn't look like there's much time between those waves at all, Paulie. Does that make it challenging to try and get up and under as quick as they are?
Yeah, it does. Your heart rate's through the roof. Your body's full of lactic acid. It is really, really difficult, but that's the trick of it. That is the skill. The more that you can hold your breath and really get to the bottom of the ocean, get your hands on the sand, so to speak, let the whitewash roll over the head of you. Mate, Kai Hurston and Shannon Eckstein were two of the best at it. They could hold their breath, get right under those waves. As we see, the leaders now have rounded that lap collective can. I'm going to say that's Naomi Scott in one there, the girl from Northcliffe. We did say that this is her strongest leg. Absolutely it is. And the second there as well.
I'm going to correct you there, Paulie. It's Georgia Miller. Do not rule her out of a race ever. It looked like she was well and truly gone in that first leg when she came off her ski, but she's put herself through those conditions and come out in front. Naomi Scott's just dropped back into third spot. So trying to pick up the second one from there. Look at the wave on as well, but it's Georgia Miller out in front. Coming down, though, is Naomi Scott. Is it her day? The Australian Ironwoman champion comes down that wave. She needs to try and hold that one together. Georgia Miller just falls out the back of that one. So Naomi Scott just gets the advantage once more. She holds that one through that gutter as well. So this is going to turn into a massive advantage.
Out
Wave
the back. Look at this stuff. Oh, my gosh. That girl just dropped down from the stars.
The girl that touched the stars. Wow, Bonnie Hancock just released her book during the week, so make sure you grab a copy of that one. As we see Naomi Scott just start to make her way into the sand now. She's going to touch the sand first. One leg to go in this Shaw & Partners Financial Services North Bondi Surf Club Classic, and we have a race on our hands. The current Australian Ironwoman champion, Naomi Scott, leads this one out in front of that Lana Rogers. Oh, who could forget Lana Rogers? We haven't mentioned her yet, but she gets herself in the race at the pointy end, and Georgia Miller, the three girls from BMD Northcliffe. Lana Rogers is making a habit of this last board leg being her strength and being her strongest, and she has been mowing down the athletes that are in front of her on this last board leg. Watch for her to make a move, but Georgia Miller, the ever-present, the ever-talented, the Hall of Famer, starting to make. And here comes Lizzie Wellborn as well, Paulie.
Yeah, Lizzie Wellborn in 4-5, running around with M. Doyle there. She's certainly not out of this. Lizzie's moving through that transition very nicely as she approaches, I'm going to say, her best leg, the board leg. But for now, Naomi Scott, Lana Rogers and Georgia Miller, those girls are just making all too much a pattern of this, aren't they? That taking out 1, 2, 3 on the podium, those BMD Northcliffe girls.
Oh, these BMD Northcliffe girls are absolutely phenomenal. Under the head coach there, Naomi Flood, she runs a tight ship and she gets those girls absolutely firing when it comes to competition time and race day. And it's the three girls of BMD Northcliffe out in front right now. They're just about to hit that wave zone, and this is where everything can be make or break. It's going to be on the northern side. Georgia Miller gets a little gap right now. She needs to get up and go. She gets a nice little ramp up and over. Board goes a little bit sideways there. So this is going to be a chance for Lana Rogers on the southern end to try and sneak on through. All girls, though, just able to navigate that shore. Naomi Scott right through the middle. She starts to get her nose out in front. They're heading for that race one can. They're going to turn that can and try to turn for home. But it's going to be the BMD Northcliffe girls out in front. It's going to be one of them that takes this one out. You dare say? I'd be brave to say otherwise. And it's going to be Lana Rogers. Gosh, she does that so well. Just able to grind and get to that first can first. She's been doing it all season long, Paulie.
She used to not be so well known for her surf skills, Lana Rogers, but God, they've come a long way in a year. She used to be, you know, the girl from Noosa that was out in front, and in the flat she was incredible, and in the surf skills she didn't love it as much. But she's really showing a masterclass out there in these skills.
She is making a habit of these last leg board legs in these irons becoming such a strength as the girls start to now get up on their knees and work towards that wave zone. This is wave time now. This is potentially a chance for Lizzie Wellborn out at the can, but it's not going to be. Georgia Miller's down one. Lana Rogers down one. Naomi Scott's down one. Here we go. Race in 3. This is where you can start to count your tickets. Who's got the lucky numbers here today? Because Lana Rogers, Georgia Miller, Naomi Scott, they've all got to dash up the beach pool. Are you brave enough to call this one?
Oh, I don't know. You wouldn't put your hat in the mix, would you? Lana Rogers is so quick along the beach. Georgia Miller is down on her guts. I think she might have almost fallen off this right at the end there. She's fighting ever so hard. Naomi Scott comes off that. It's a race into Georgia Miller.
Racing.
Lana Rogers. Georgia Miller is down. A little stumble there. Lana Rogers has capitalised on that. Wow, wowee.
Lana Rogers runs away with this one. She's going to be your champion here for the Shaw & Partners Financial Services North Bondi Surf Club Classic. The arms go up in the air. She's a happy lady, as is Georgia Miller, her clubmate, and Naomi Scott, the BMD Northcliffe girls, doing it proud for their club.
There is all sorts of chaos in that shoreline, isn't there, Duff? We thought we were going to have a sprint finish in 3, but then bit by bit, Naomi Scott just came off in that last 10 metres. Georgia Miller fell over on the shoreline, and Lana Rogers just made it all her show.
Lana Rogers is a phenomenal last leg board paddler. She is just unreal at that last leg, and she's making everything a winner. Everything she touches turns to gold. She's got the Midas touch, and she's down on the beach with Ty Dowker.
Champion, Nutrigrain Series Ironwoman champion, and now the North Bondi, $10,000, 10,000 points. Look at the emotion. It means so much, doesn't it, to win a race like this?
Oh, it does. I'm just so happy to come away with that win. I wasn't sure how today was going to go with these types of conditions. I just felt like I've worked on my surf skills a lot down here on the Gold Coast, so I'm really, really blessed at the moment.
How do you do it? Like, to back up week after week, we go back to October, November last year with the Coolangatta Gold. That's long course. Shortening up now in the short course. One, you got to do it physically, but also mentally. How do you do it week in, week out?
Honestly, I've just gone numb and I'm just obsessed with doing the work. I'm obsessed with training. Everyone's letting me do my own thing, but Floodie's still guiding me, so I'm just so happy with life at the moment.
I was about to say, you can see the smile on your face in particular. You've always got a smile, but in particular this year, you're surrounding yourself with really good people, and you can see that in your racing.
Yeah, look, I'm just surrounded by such positive people, and it's such a good community going down to training every day, and it's just so happy, and I'm so excited to go training. It's just amazing.
Last leg, 3 of the girls go out. You train day in, day out. There's Scotty, Georgia Miller and yourself. I love your move up on the inside. Now, I've seen that probably in the last 3 and 4 weeks in a row. You think about tactics, but the ability to execute under fatigue is very important.
Yeah, no, I was super aware today. Like I said, in the last couple of weeks I've been making a little tiny mistakes, and I wanted to fix them up and, you know, short and sharp, especially going into our 5th week of racing. So I was super aware of that today, and I knew I just had to go for it and be aware.
The smile says it all. 10,000 points, $10,000. What are you going to spend it on?
Well, let's save for that house.
Yeah, save for the house. Well done, our champion, North Bondi Classic, Lana Rogers. Well done.
10,000 points and $10,000 in the bank account, and that's going to be Lana Rogers moving up the overall standing. She only has a couple of events to her name after not taking such a focus this year, but she's going to be there at the pointy end of the season in 2 weeks' time when we go to the Shannon Eckstein Classic. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment.